Hello, 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 hello. White shirt, white beard. It's white day. How are things, guys? All good? I guess you're busy playing lots of games and so on. So thanks for joining us today. We have a kind of a busy schedule, but sort of relax so we can answer some questions as well today. We are very busy here because we are sort of preparing a big event for next week. Nothing to do with announcing games and so on. This is an internal, what we call an offsite. So it's a company gathering. All of the Slitherine members will be in the same location for a couple of days. We're going to enjoy some time together and also, you know, have some proper corporate presentations and stuff that you might expect from an organized company, although we try not to, we try not to be as organized as you might think. So we are busy doing that. So there's slightly less happening on the other fronts. Another edition of Yes We Are, but we can't tell you just yet. Well, it depends on the questions, Monkus Trap, but yes, almost every time there's a little bit of that answer. So we tend to tease you and announce things when they become official. Unfortunately, this is how it works for us. You know, it's kind of part of the job, really, part of the flow of things. There are some things that you as players expect to happen, but they haven't been announced yet, and only if they become official they are like out there for everyone. But yeah, so Field of Glory Napoleon when? Thanks for the question there. That's not something that I would say not yet. Not even thinking about it at the moment. So nothing. If one day you'll start seeing me saying, that's a good idea, maybe, then we started developing it. But now it's not happening at all. The next big thing we have is Field of Glory Kingdoms, and there's a lot of stuff happening towards the end of this month for Warhammer Battle Sector and more. So expect a lot happening for these. You know, as always, you can expect that something is going to happen if you've been following us over the last few years. Field of Glory Kingdoms is going to release in June. You know that, beginning of June. Pocus and the AGOD team are putting the finishing touches. I get a lot of nervous emails from Pocus and, trying to beg for more days, can we have more days to fix things, to make sure that stuff works and all that kind of stuff. It's never finished. No game is ever going to be ready for release until you release it and you face, the actual feedback of the players. And that's when you start the new life of developing a game. So Kingdoms is definitely being finished right now. Working on, the last few balancing things and bugs, long lists of bugs and stuff that still has to be fixed. There's less than 1 month release. So make sure you follow the development of that with on the Steam page. There's going to be more information about what the game is, more videos. If you're still on the fence, understanding what the game is about and all that kind of stuff, you get a lot of that coming in the next few weeks leading up to release. There's quite a lot of videos already being published on various YouTube channels. The cool thing is that. And this is happening on all the 4X games, but this is always refreshing to see. And I'm coming to that question, Juliug, but the answer is absolutely not. But it's really cool to see that every one of these 4X games are being played in so many different ways. And every video you see, as you watch, it's almost like a different game. You know, it's played from a different perspective with different goals and so on. So I find it fascinating. It's just this idea of turning one game into your own experience. It's something that really always fascinates me about these 4X games. It's happening with Gladius, with all Paradox games as well. It's just really cool. So I'm looking forward to that. And if you ask me if this is going to be in the long term a contender to, one of probably, if not the best 4X game in the medieval or historic 4X game, I'd say that, Field of Grey Kingdoms is definitely up there with the best ones. And no, I don't expect it to be buggy at launch. I expect it to be a 4X game, Tell me a 4X game that's been released that hadn't any issue at all. It's very hard because especially the late game is very hard to test. But in general, this game has been tested up and down and is going to be great. I promise that. I can say that for sure. If you like these types of games, you're gonna love it. And thank you for Das. Das, actually, you've been playing it, so you know what I'm talking about. Neil has fixed 20 typos today already. See? Typos in what language, Neil? Because Neil knows about 55 different languages, so maybe that was like Indonesian or something. So Field of Glory Kingdoms releasing on June 4th, is it, I think. English. Oh, that was easy. Other things that happened this quarter. So I said about Warhammer, that stuff is happening, is going to happen in the next few weeks. You know that there's an appointment. There's a Warhammer fans appointment in this period. So something is going to happen. But as always, it's a lot of surprise around this. So there's a very little we can say because we're tying into a bigger Warhammer world type of event. So there's very little we can say. There is going to be a lot happening around Warhammer 40,000, and especially for us on Battle Sector and Gladius, with lots of very cool things happening, announcements, releases, and more. I would say that when I look at the first part of the year, we are now well into May, so I can tell you about the first 4 months of the year. Battle Sector has consistently been the best-selling game of our entire catalog, let alone the new releases. And so this is growing. It's growing. We've got many more players playing the game. The number of players, look at the Steam reviews. They're still coming in very high rating. So I'm very, very happy about it. On the Gladius side, of course, Gladius is an established franchise. It's been going on for a long time. It's still going super strong, and that's not going to stop anytime soon. Hopefully, we'll see and play with more stuff in the coming months. Any news about Ancient Arenas Chariots? I wish Planet Brain. No, there is no news about Ancient Arenas Chariots. This is my personal favorite. Project. I'm a big advocate of Ancient Arenas, so I'm hoping that we'll be able to show you more, but the guys are still busy finishing Stargate, so we'll let them do their job and slowly go back to Ancient Arenas as more resources are freeing up. Battle Sector is still popular. Yes, it is. It is very popular. It's actually increasing in popularity, and I'm very happy about it. On the subject of Armageddon, there is no plan for an Armageddon 2 at the moment. So don't get your hopes too high. Another game that will have content coming, and more coming in the next months, is Panzer Corps 2. Now, Panzer Corps 2 had its first non-Axis Operation DLC released in March, I think. It was very successful. By now, it's probably going to be one of the most successful DLCs we've had. Very successful for, I think, two main reasons. Considering the feedback we had from the players, from everyone out there. First of all, it's a different type of Panzer Core experience. So I love to see that with the Panzer Core, you can do some things that are very different, which is now going to lead me to something else. And on the other hand, it's a fresh take on, using allied resources in the game. The next bits on Panzer Core, we're following up on a very successful part of the game, which have been the chess maps. So we have 5 new chess maps, if I count them right. 5 new chess maps being released soon-ish. I think it's going to be end of May 30th, we've announced. So, as you know, chess maps are smaller maps. You play with few units that are very good for multiplayer challenges. This is the Desert Rally one. Then we have the Desert Rally one is principally British and Italian forces. Then we have the Trench Slog. This is Germans and French in 1940. Then we have Mountain King, which is Spanish Republicans and nationalists up in the mountains, trying to control a road in 1938, so Spanish Civil War. This is River Warriors. That's later. This is a summer version of the Ice Warriors map, and then we have the Ice Warriors. Here it is. The Soviet and Germans facing to control the crossing of a river. This will also come with a new set of tournaments based on these chess maps. So get ready to fight. We have, so far the chess tournaments have been the most successful ones, increasing the player count every time we release the new tournament. We are also testing a number of features. As you know, we have now deployed We've went to final beta with battle sector knockout tournaments, and this is also going to soon come to Panzer Core, the knockout tournaments. So my tea is here, Matt Menon. The knockout tournaments will also be added to Panzer Core. Yes, they can also be played against AI, so definitely available for that as well. The cool thing about the chess maps is that you keep playing on the same map and refining your tactics. So I feel that they are really cool to sort of train sort of new players as well. And you end up having a good mix of expert players trying to fit into smaller environments and new players trying to learn the mechanics. And so the tournaments have been very successful so far. I'm very happy about this. And stay tuned, because there's going to be more of these as we go. It's free content, but it's also a way for us to deliver more to new players. When we're getting to the point where a game is now 3 or 4 years old, you try to sort of balance between, you need a content for the existing players, so front lines and all the Exoperations DLCs and the future ones as well. They're going to be addressing the audience, that the players that are already playing it for a long time, so almost like expert players. But as we go during the life cycle of the product, we still have a lot of new people playing the game. And that's quite a lot. It's hundreds or thousands of new players of Panzer Core in the first 3 months of this year alone. So what we're trying to do is give them content to learn the game, because if they didn't buy it on day one, they probably are we're on the fence and maybe not experts in playing these types of games. So trying to give them a lot more new content is helping us to get their attention and keep them attached to the game. I especially like this mountain map. I think it's really cool, and it's also tactically really interesting. So great job from Burnt there, who has been putting together these maps, and hopefully you also enjoy them. As I say always, give us feedback. Give us feedback on what you would like to see in Panzer Corps, because Panzer Corps is a game that's always growing and always adding content. So as I said, new ways of playing Panzer Corps. We have surprises for you coming up. The new cycle of content DLCs for Panzer Corps is going to be very exciting. So I'm happy to not announce anything right now, but tell you that we're going to have some very cool stuff happening with Panzer Corps. Why would a novice player start with chess maps? Is that what new Panzer Corps players do, play multiplayer? Not really, Juliug. I think that, you know, when you come into a game like this, you usually start from tutorial and then look at what options there are. And I see that statistically a lot of players start from, you know, from smaller engagements. So you want to give them smaller engagements to train up with. And then they'll start the campaigns and so on. Whilst if you look at the experienced players, they always start with, they started back in the days when we launched the game, it started with, you know, the campaign and, you know, and looking at replicating the experience they had with the Panzer Corps, with the original Panzer Corps. So in general, that's kind of the case, that you give different options to new players so they can enjoy the game from a different perspective. So these are going to release on May 30th, and that's when we'll open the sign-ups for the new Chess Maps tournament. Convince Battlefront, revive combat mission campaigns one day. Planet Brain, you know, it's possible that they don't have to convince Battlefront. You know, we're working well with Battlefront on, you know, the present and future of combat mission, and there's definitely there some, you know, discussions about the future of not active discussions, but active development on the future of combat mission that is happening right now. But to sort of give you more to play with in the meantime, while we look at the future of combat mission, we will announce. I'm spoiling this a bit, but it's kind of officially going to be announced tomorrow when we have more information. There's going to be a new battle pack for Battle of Normandy, and so this is going to be focused on D-Day, especially Utah Beach, but in general D-Day. We are going to launch this very, very soon. It's not going to happen in 6 months' time. So this is going to be, well, you can imagine, you know, what we're trying to target, but I won't spoil you the release date until we've officially announce this. This is going to be focusing on the 4th Infantry Division and the 101st Airborne Division. Of course, you know, Battle for Normandy, Utah Beach, that's what you would expect. Call it Battle Pack 2 because, of course, you already have Battle Pack 1 in Battle for Normandy. So, still working on stuff for the existing combat mission and discussing, actively developing and looking at the future of combat mission. Combat mission is alive and kicking. Can't imagine what the release date would be with it being about D-Day. You know, Monka Strap, you never know. D-Day, what is D-Day? Just to give you this insight, you know, we're releasing Field of Glory Kingdoms on the Tuesday the 4th, of course, because Thursday the 6th is an important World War II anniversary, but I don't remember which one. Maybe it released on the day the Battle of Stalingrad started. No, it will release on the day the first French tank was destroyed. Busy June, busy start of June, Richard York. Yeah, busy start of June, definitely. The start of June will be massively busy. The other thing is, of course, we tend to go like nothing to do, nothing to release for like 4 weeks, and then everything happens in 1 week or something. We try to put ourselves into all sorts of different difficult positions. But anyway, the other thing we have announced that's going to please some of you, or if not a lot of you, we've announced that we are going to replicate last year's big successful event called the Field of Glory Day. So the Field of Glory Day is going to be the 4th of June, as I said, to celebrate the launch of Field of Glory Kingdoms. And we have partnered yet again with the group of historians in University of Winchester to be part of the Middle Ages conference. And we've also started working on some very special, unique content that we are going to release on the day of the Field of Glory Day and the day of launch of Kingdoms, with a new production that the guys are working on in terms of giving you. This is like video production that will give you a lot of interesting information about some of the content that's on Field of Glory Kingdoms. No Shards here today. You're right. He's probably in a call or something, or he's probably busy trying to bet on the Eurovision Song Contest. Maybe that's the case, Sergeant Z-Dog. And so Field of Glory Day, mark your calendar. Field of Glory Day is the June the 4th to celebrate the launch of Kingdoms. And who else? What else can happen? You'll find out on that day. But what happens? Is he discussing Army Painter and Imperial Guard for Battle Sector? That was yesterday, I think. I think that was on yesterday's call, maybe. Anyway, just to also update you on tournaments, there's quite a lot of Field of Glory stuff happening in the tournament section. So we have a medieval Fog 2 medieval tournament starting on the 13th. And a Fog 2 Ancient starting on the 14th. Make sure you show up for these. Again, very popular tournaments on Field of Glory, as you know. Again, probably also adding the kickoff tournaments to Field of Glory very soon. So something about taxes. That's boring. You've got to do that, right? And there's also a new Order of Battle tournament starting on the 14th of May. We're trying to do more tournaments these days. We have seen that they are very popular. We are reviving some of the stuff that's happening there because I think that we are moving to a phase where tournaments are going to be more and more important. Stuff like Headquarters, for instance, are very, it's a game that will soon have tournaments as well. So we want to do more and more of these, especially with the view of, having more engagements with players. So we want to sort of invest more time and effort in building that type of content. Hey, Chad, I'm pumped to see what you'll do with Battle Sector and new Terran Command DLC. Well, Battle Sector, we've sort of covered that in that we have more announcements coming towards the end of this month. So we can't say more because we're sort of into this bigger sort of umbrella of Warhammer stuff happening. And on Terran Command DLC, the new DLC is planned to release on and probably we have artwork. Do we have a video as well? No, we don't. I don't think so. And we are going to release this in June again. And as we were saying, very busy June. In June, we're going to release the Urban Onslaught DLC. Lucas is super busy with his team, finishing the story and finishing all the touches to release the game. I think, if you've seen the previous trailers, we have released the announcement trailer for the game. I'm pumped about it because you know, if you compare it with the Raising Hell DLC, I think this is going to be, you know, very exciting because of the new units and the types of units that you have in the game. There's a lot of new stuff happening, and I think Lucas has done an incredible job at, you know, expanding on the universe, but sticking to the core values of, you know, how the units work and how they're, you know, over the top in all sorts of ways. So I love it. I just love it. I think it's going to be great. So hopefully you're also going to enjoy it. I also have the new Scramble devlog upcoming. Did we publish this already or not? Was it published? Yes. It was released yesterday. I have a note here, but I don't read. So, the new episode of the Scramble Flight School, which I'm going to show you now.
Hi, I'm John, and I'm leading development on Scramble Battle of Britain, a tactical dogfighting game that takes place over the English Channel. Today, I'll be your flight instructor, and I will fly you through the different features and components of our game. So, welcome to Flight School. This is lesson 4. I'm back today with the chalkboard because last lesson we talked about the physics of Scramble, and this time I'm going to walk you through our control scheme, including our turn, climb, assist. Every aircraft has 3 basic types of control surfaces. To control pitch, we have elevators in the rear of the aircraft, and that points your nose up and down. To control roll, we have ailerons out on the sides of the wings, and that will roll your aircraft along its longitudinal axis. And to control yaw, which is pointing your nose left and right, we have a rudder. 3 control axes. It's hard to use for players who are not quite familiar with airplanes or piloting, and so to make Scramble accessible for anybody who wants to pick up a keyboard or a controller, we've created a control assist that we call our Turn Climb Control Assist. That simplifies aircraft maneuvering down to just 2 axes. It allows players to put in a climb input command and a turn input command on the up and down axis and on the left and right axis. Thanks for watching along during lesson 4, where we described the control scheme and our turn, climb, assist in Scramble. And if you come back for lesson 5, we'll take the previous 2 lessons, our flight physics and our control scheme. We're going to put them together, and we're going to talk to you a little bit about the aerobatic maneuvering that you're able to do with the planes when you play Scramble Battle of Britain. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you next lesson.
I find this content fascinating because I know nothing at all about, you know, how to fly a plane or whatever, but it makes it super interesting. I just find it fascinating how you know, how John manages to make things sound simple, but then if you actually play the game, it's actually fun from, you know, day one, from, you know, from the moment you pick your controller up or your keyboard up. It's really good fun. So and these episodes are really cool. So good job everyone on doing this. Of course, you know, flying a plane is not that easy. So Beamslam, I guess that you know, that's why we make video games and not fly planes. But it's because landing is hard. That's why I don't have a landing option on Scramble. So anyway, the other thing is, of course, I think there was a question about, I don't even remember what I'm looking at. Anyway, there's a few sales also going on this week. I'm going to mention these. There's a big Age-Out sale on Steam. As all games, Age-Out games up to 80% off. There's an Order of Battle sale with all the DLCs up to 50% off. Strategic Command franchise is also up to 50% off on Steam, and ICBM 40% off. On Slitherine, we are running a big American Civil War games sale with up to 80% off. And if you want a recommendation on a great American Civil War game, get Brother Against Brother, which I think is still probably the best, most enjoyable battle game on the on that topic that I've played. A personal opinion, not trying to drive you away from buying something else. Was away for 15 minutes. An update on Distant Worlds 2. Madmena, no, there was no update on Distant Worlds 2. There's no sort of relevant update I can give you right now. Elliot and the team are working on new content and new stuff that will be announced and released towards this summer. So not long before we get some big chunky stuff announced and coming your way. Will be their close combat title in the near future. Duty calls, not that is planned in a near future, not in a near future. When will we see the unholy union of combat mission and Warhammer 40k? Not anytime soon. Nothing planned on that. I think that what I find fascinating here is that every single strategy game engine would fit Warhammer 40k perfectly. You know, I'd love to have a Field of Glory Warhammer 40k. I'd have a combat mission. I'd love to have a Broken Arrow combat Warhammer 40k and so on. So lots of stuff that you could do with Warhammer, but of course not everything can be done. So we'll stick with Battle Sector and the Gladius for the moment. There was a question about what is happening with Master of Magic. Master of Magic right now, we don't have any more DLCs planned. We're looking at the future of the franchise, but of the IP as in general, and we'll let you know about it when we have something to announce. Anything on War in the East 2 meets War in the West? No plan for that right now. The 2x3 team is working on something else completely different, so nothing to note on this front. Chaos Mechanicus for Gladius. Cornac. It's a long topic. Ask the same question next week. I'll try and answer in a more structured way. 40k mod for Shadow Empire, and it goes on. I'd like to do a Star Trek mod for Shadow Empire. What do you think about that, Steve? 82. So as I said, next week we've got everyone coming here, so we'll have a special tea time with some special guests sitting here, hopefully. If they want to. We've not told them yet, so we'll see what they say when they're here. But hopefully we'll have some cool guests coming at tea time. After this, we have the almighty Richard York playing Field of Glory Kingdoms. There's a thunderstorm outside, which is pretty scary. Get ready, Slitherine guys. You're going to get a lot of rain here when coming to Italy. Friday we have, so tomorrow we have at 4 p.m. Shadow Empire with Yog Dog. At 6 p.m. we've got Stargate with Exabu. At 8 p.m. Terminator with Gamer. And at 10 p.m. Warhammer 40k Battle Sector. Ciao Daniela. On Saturday we have Headquarters at 4 p.m. with Yog Dog. And on Monday, Yog Dog, you're on Saturday, yes, your usual Saturday 8. On Monday, for Matrix Monday, we have Flashpoint campaigns at 4:15 with Sergeant, and Strategic Command with Hexabu at 6:15, and Axiogy playing War in the East at 8:15. That Thunder and Lighting was pretty scary, Cornac. On Tuesday, we have Headquarters played by Yog Dog at 4 p.m. and the great Yog Dog is also coming back on Wednesday for Terminator Dark Fate Defense. Oh, espresso. Oh, you're late. I'm saying goodbye now. No. You have one. You can ask one question. By 5 seconds to ask one question, espresso. 4, 3. He's typing like crazy. 2. How did you get so handsome? Espresso, are you Mordante? Are you the same guy? Anyway, we're off. We're going to have the second semi-final of the Eurovision Song Contest tonight, and good luck for the final. Go Angelina Mango, and go Italy. I will see you next week on Thursday. Bye-bye.